and welcome to the podcast series. I'm your anchor, Sheetal, and today we're about to discuss term insurance. Very important because we've tried to wrap our heads around that concept and we still are left with plenty of questions. But guess what? We are in the safe hands of Zeeshan Andleeb, who's joining us today, and he is Business Head, Emerging Bancassurance from Bajaj Allianz Life Insurance. And he will explain what term insurance is, that's for sure, but he's also going to tell us all about a brand new, extremely innovative campaign called the 10X campaign. And if you're wondering what is 10X, hang on, hold your horses. First up, Zeeshan, welcome to the podcast series. How are you doing today?
Very well. And thank you, Sheetal, for having me here. Thank you.
Our pleasure entirely, Zeeshan, because important things to discuss today. But let's start at the basics, right? When you look at a country like India, you don't realize that 87% is where the insurance gap really stands. So do explain to us why we stand here and what it really means for people.
See, as per sources, Sheetal, verified sources, today, we say there is a gap of 87% in the protection. When we say 87%, let me explain what it means. If a family requires 100 rupees to sustain, say after an eventuality of the breadwinner, they currently have a cover of only 13 rupees. So if I have to put it in very simple and layman terms, it means that of the 100 rupees that the family requires, they only have access to 13 rupees. So there's a gap of 87. That's what it means. Now, if you look at what is the reason for this gap, I will primarily say that the financial literacy is one of the biggest reasons. Though India, on the literacy map, we are at 85%, but your listeners would be amazed to know that on the financial literacy part, we are only at 27%. Apart from that, if you look at, so as a result of that, what is happening, Sheetal, is that India, the percent, we look at penetration of life insurance as a percentage of GDP. In India, life insurance contribution to the GDP is just 3%. But if you look at some matured economies like US, it's 12%. But we're still at a measly 3%.
Right. Yeah.
The awareness around the product is very abysmal as of now.
Why do you think there are less takers for term insurance?
Two reasons primarily, Sheetal. One, in life insurance, unfortunately, term insurance is seen as a cost. It's not seen as an investment. It's not seen as an investment in your family.
Right.
That's one. Second, I will also attribute it to life insurers. Because since it's a very high risk product, there are a lot of procedures that the customer has to go through. For example, we ask for medicals or financial documentation for us to see whether the life cover is justified or not. Primarily, these are two reasons, if I would talk about it.
So clearly there are barriers to thinking or considering term insurance. But what do you, as leading insurers in the country today, what do you do to address these barriers?
See, you would have seen our 10X campaign. I think we have painted all the towns with our 10X campaign. See, apart from our hoardings and TVCs that you see around our 10X campaign, we are going beyond that. So what we are doing is through our partnerships, we reach out to the customers in some of the Mufassil towns. We do seminars in societies, in educational institutions, where we are getting people to get aware on the concept of 10X cover. Right. That's one of the things that we are doing. We're also, what we are doing, Sheetal, is we're trying to simplify the process of buying a term insurance. With that, I think this will address the gaps to a large extent, is what I believe.
So outreach programs to improve on financial literacy, one, in general, specifically term insurance. And of course, you're talking about the process itself that can be sometimes a barrier, can be a bit daunting for consumers of such products. But, I'm caught on that 10X campaign, and that should tell you how successful it's been, because I'm thinking 10X, why not 15X? Why not 20X? So Zeeshan, now that you're here, I've got to ask you, why not?
Okay, so typically, if you look at, I don't want to complicate it with a human life value. Right. Human life value talks about, if I have to say it in a layman language, is if I'm age 40 and my income is, say, 100 rupees, and I'm going to be working for the next 20 years, okay, and something has to happen to me, then the 100 into 20, okay, that's the loss, that my family will have financially if I'm not around.
Right.
Now, this sounds very complicated. Okay. So what we thought is that, whether it's a salaried person or a self-employed person, we said at any point in time, we should have 10x of cover. So for the next 10 years, at least my family is protected because of the breadwinner not being there. We have seen families suffering when the breadwinner is not around. So our campaign is basically to simplify that you have to have 10x of cover. Don't want to complicate it with the human life value and the formulas around it. We said 10x is what you need to do to protect your family from any eventuality that may happen.
Right, absolutely. So that clarifies the doubt on how you arrived at the 10x, specific number. But that then opens up another, possibility of another doubt in the minds of our viewers, and that is, how does one really pick a term insurance? What are the factors to consider?
Typically, 3-4 things. One is the right amount of cover that I would need, looking at what my assets and liabilities are.
Right.
The duration of the policy term. For that also, there's a thumb rule. We should cover ourselves at least for the work life.
Right.
Okay? And then how do you receive your payouts of the policy? Is it coming in lump sum or is it coming in tranches to the nominee? And product features. For example, there are certain products of ours. In fact, our flagship product, eTouch on term, gives the benefit to the customer of a premium holiday. Okay, where he can or she can skip one premium. It can happen because Sheetal, see, we live in a very uncertain world.
Right.
Today, if I'm employed or if our customer is employed and if he or she loses her job, they would skip is the insurance premium. But in our product, we have the flexibility that even if they skip it, that's called a premium holiday, the cover will continue. So things like this, and top of it, this is the claim settlement ratios. For example, us, Bajaj Allianz Life Insurance, we have one of the highest claim settlement ratios in the industry. Last financial year, our claim settlement ratio was 99.23%, which is one of the best.
When you talk about financial awareness, generally speaking, whether it's, investing in other asset classes or how you approach insurance as an idea, concept in your life, etc., one thing is start early, right? That is a mantra every person really tells you. And then there are gains to be had if you start early. And we've heard this with respect to, term plans as well. Buying term plans early means you save some money. Now, please help us explain how that
Absolutely.
really happens. Yeah.
Absolutely, Sheetal. See, how the pricing of life insurance work is that once you start early. So if I start at age 30 or 25, I pay lesser premium for the same sum assured as against someone who's 50. He will pay more for the same sum assured. Let me give you an example. A person who's at 25 and buys a life cover of 1 crore would pay around 20,000. A person who's at age 50 may actually, for a 1 crore, may actually end up paying 50,000. Now, the person who's starting early, his premium would remain throughout the term of the policy same 20,000. So you end up saving when you start early. That's the logic behind the concept that we propagate so vigorously, is that you need to start early. It's not just for your financial planning, but for protection too.
Extremely good suggestion. Always start early, not just in the area of term plans, but I think in life in general, right? Always get a head start on things, and that's how you elbow people out of the way. I'm joking, of course. But speaking of smart decisions, Zeeshan, if one were to opt for Bajaj Allianz life term plan, what are some of those standout benefits that one can expect?
A flagship term product is called eTouch. eTouch comes with a lot of features, and some of the ones that I will speak about are the first of its kind in term plans. For example, we have introduced a premium holiday for our customers. Life is uncertain. You may have some eventuality, people losing jobs or facing some losses in their business. And the first casualty in such a situation is always the life insurance premium.
Right.
We don't want to see our customers suffer because of that. That's how the premium holiday feature has been built in. Number two, affordability, Sheetal. Three is the claim settlement ratios. Our claim settlement ratio stands at a whopping 99.23%. Solvency ratios. If I have to explain what solvency ratio means to your listeners, it means the ability of life insurers to honor their claims. And apart from that, health management services is what we provide free of cost to our customers in eTouch. So one more reason to buy.
Right. Congratulations. That would be in order, I would imagine. And here's wishing you many more successes, Zeeshan. But one question, right, before I thank you properly, etc. 10x, quite a powerful, sort of phrase over there. Makes you think a little bit, right? What do I want other things 10x off, right? Or what else do I want in my life that is 10x? Tell me about yours. What's in your bucket list of which you want 10x?
Oh, very, very clear. Three things. I want to 10x my travel other than work. I want to 10x listening to music. Absolutely. I want to 10x reading poetry. These three things should be 10x in my life, other than the life cover, of course.
Of course, nicely said. And thank you so much. Here's wishing you 10x of all those three and the fourth one as well. And thank you so much for joining us on the special podcast series, Zeeshan, that I think has enlightened all of us on the power of a term plan and also the 10x campaign. Here's wishing you the very best and a lot more of poetry.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sheetal. It was great to be here. Thank you.
समझो हो गए